She posted it while I was inside getting coffee, just 7 minutes, maybe less. I step out and see a guy in a bathrobe strolling off with my weed whacker like he just borrowed it. A woman grabs my patio set and shouts, "Thanks, Karen," like it was some kind of giveaway. I thought maybe it was a prank, right? Until someone pulls up in a pickup with a trailer, grabs my grill, and shows me the Craigslist ad full-color photo of my house, my exact address, headline, bold as hell, free yard sale, everything must go. And at the bottom, a smug HOA selfie of Karen, queen of the cul-de-sac, looking proud like she just saved the planet. What she didn't know was this wasn't just a garage sale. This was my farewell weekend before moving to another city. I had 5 full days left in the neighborhood, and now, thanks to her stunt, I had just enough time to cook up a little something in return. So Saturday morning had actually started out great. Birds chirping, sun out, breeze just right. My yard was perfectly laid out like a curated thrift store chairs, boxes labeled tools, kitchen books, even a cooler of sodas and a Bluetooth speaker playing Smokey Robinson. I posted signs around the block, bright arrows pointing the way, totally above board. HOA allowed 2 garage sales per year, and I hadn't done one since 2019. But you know how Karen is, she can't stand when she's not in control. She once reported a neighbor for wind chimes being too festive. She gave me a snide little comment that morning during her 7 a.m. patrol jog, something like, "Hope this was board approved." I just smiled. Didn't need approval. But when I walked back in to grab coffee and change, everything flipped. I stepped back out to chaos, people tearing through my stuff like it was Black Friday. Strangers loading up SUVs with my belongings. One lady clutching my toaster yells, "It's free on Craigslist." Another guy with my leaf blower says, "She said you were donating it all." I asked to see the post. There it is, photo of my yard, my house, and her signature selfie. Karen HOA Queen.jpg. I mean, she didn't even try to hide it. Half my tools gone, my speaker gone, coolers empty. One woman walked off with my crock pot like she just hit the jackpot. Someone even drove off with a folding table that belonged to my late uncle. I froze, couldn't scream, couldn't laugh, just stood there. Then I exhaled, went back inside, and opened my laptop. Karen declared war, so I wrote a battle plan. I remembered her drunken brag from the last HOA mixer about her vintage bicycle collection. 8 pristine bikes, custom parts, 1 with gold detailing from Switzerland. She kept them in a detached garage she didn't even park in. And she'd let slip backup codes, just my birthday reversed, easy to remember. I wasn't going to break in, I'm not that guy, but I could play her game. That afternoon I posted an ad, eccentric collector donating vintage bikes, neighborhood event, Earth Day celebration, Fairhill and Juniper. Saturday 10 a.m. sharp. No address, no names, just enough mystery. Sunday morning I added the kicker rows of colored arrows copied from her own sabotage signs pointing to her street. By 10 o'clock her block was swarming with helmet-wearing cyclists, parents, kids, even Instagrammers looking for rare bikes. Karen stepped out, mouth open, eyes wild. People peered into her garage window admiring the bikes. She lost it, screaming, threatening to call the cops. I sipped my coffee, smiled from my porch, and gave her a little wave. "Just returning the favor, Karen." She slammed the door. But the damage was done. People started whispering, why did Karen have a secret bike museum? Why was she so unhinged over a few bystanders? I'd already sent the HOA evidence of her fake Craigslist post, complete with her photo watermark. They were not amused. She'd gone too far this time, and the gossip spread like wildfire. But I wasn't done. Karen's identity was built on control. Her lawn looked like a golf course, her potted plants arranged by color and height, and her precious garage was a shrine of obsessive order. So I leaned in harder, created a community Facebook event, Spring Sustainability Swap, bring your bikes, donate, recycle, share. No mention of her, just a whisper. Rare vintage bikes spotted on nearby properties. That was all it took. By Thursday, joggers were speculating about a $10,000 bike. Karen posted passive-aggressive warnings like, "Reminder, trespassing is illegal." She never mentioned me directly, too risky with the HOA watching her now. Then I printed flyers and walked them door to door, even dropped one in her mailbox. Not illegal, not sealed, but oh so effective. Friday night I added a new Craigslist post, community bike exchange, possible collector models, curbside display. No photo, no address, just enough bait. Saturday morning they came again. Not a mob, just a steady stream, browsing, peeking, curious. Karen lost it. She stormed out with a clipboard, yelled at kids, waved security cameras around like trophies. Then she snapped. She screamed at a 9-year-old boy and stepped onto her neighbor's lawn, crossing the one line you never cross in suburbia. Someone called the cops. I stayed quiet until they arrived. Then I showed them her original Craigslist post with her photo. The officer glanced at me, then at her, then smirked. "Ma'am, maybe it's time to stop using Craigslist." That was the beginning of the end. HOA called an emergency meeting. Karen showed up dressed like she was about to testify before Congress. The board read a long list: fake yard sale meltdown, unauthorized security installs, threats to kids. When Karen tried to defend herself, people laughed out loud. The board voted 14-1 to strip her of all authority. Karen muttered witch hunt and stormed out. And just like that, the spell broke. The days that followed were peaceful. No more citations for garden gnomes, no passive-aggressive Facebook posts. Karen vanished. Until I saw a rusted sedan parked across from my house. Same guy 2 days in a row. Pretending to scroll his phone, clearly watching me. I recognized him, Karen's nephew, her private investigator. She was trying to catch me doing something illegal, but I hadn't broken a single law, so I played along. Next time the car came back, I launched my brother's drone, hovered it above the car speaker on. "You're being recorded. Please explain your presence." The guy peeled out like he'd seen a ghost. A few days later, I got a legal letter. 4 pages of gibberish accusing me of slander, harassment, and targeted drone terror. My attorney laughed so hard he wanted to frame it. Then she filed for a restraining order. I showed up to court in a polo and khakis. She arrived in full Lifetime movie attire, dark sunglasses, fake limp binder in hand. Her speech was 15 minutes of melodrama and conspiracy theories. Then we laid out our case screenshots of her post, timestamps, neighborhood witnesses, character statements. The judge barely blinked. No evidence. Case dismissed. Karen didn't speak, just stormed out again, dignity leaking with every step. Soon after, the HOA quietly removed her access to internal systems. Her reports were deprioritized. A new protocol, Karen filtering, was created just for her. The final cherry on top, a massive bike box delivery. Whole street watched as she dragged it inside, clearly trying to prove she still had status. But no one cared. She was done. No more queen bee, just Karen silently stewing behind her curtains. And me, I kept my dignity. Never broke a law, just turned the mirror around and let the neighborhood see who she really was. But don't get me wrong, I'm still holding the last card. Sometimes revenge doesn't shout. Sometimes it smiles, waves across the street, and lets karma finish the job. Let me know in the comments, did Karen get what she deserved? Was I too harsh or not harsh enough? Where's the line between justice and revenge in a community like this?